Stat crux dum volvitur orbis, and that's Latin for the cross stands while the world revolves round it. And that's the motto of the Carthusian order, the only order that has never had to be reformed in the life of the Church. And one of the things it is saying is that the cross is the central mystery of not only human history, but of the history of the cosmos. Everything turns round that event, Christ dying on the cross for us and rising again, which we describe as the Paschal mystery. On Good Friday, the deacon holds up the cross and sings, if he can, or says, Ecce crucem Christi, behold the cross of Christ, behold the wood of the cross. And we all respond, come, let us worship. Come, let us worship. And on Good Friday, we read the Passion of our Lord Jesus Christ according to John. And both that holding up the cross in a sort of triumphant way and the way that the Passion of our Lord is described in St. John's Gospel is a triumph, a victory. And so when we say the Stations of the Cross, personal devotion, yes, we can emphasize the sorrow and the sin that has caused that suffering. But we should also, and the mood is different on Good Friday, it is looking at the cross as triumph. God sent his only Son. He didn't send a plenipotentiary or a prophet ultimately, his very own Son. St. Anselm, in the 11th century, I think it was, spoke of us as diamonds that had been thrown into the muck through our sin, through violence, through hatred. So God could have, from heaven, just forgiven the sin of Adam and the sin of all of us, but that would not have solved the problem. The problem was to raise up humanity in that fallen, muck-surrounded condition, so that we could be physically, in our risen state, in our humanity, with God, united to the risen Jesus and his Blessed Mother. And so it is a triumph that Jesus has won for us. Sometimes there is a horrible understanding of our redemption as though God the Father need to be appeased, as it were, that he's longing to punish us in some dreadful way for our sin. Well, Jesus did take on our human fallen condition, but it was in order to restore it fully, and all that is made present on our altar at every Eucharist. And today's feast goes back to, tradition says, St. Helena, wife of Constantinople, finding the true cross in Jerusalem, a tiny fragment of which we are privileged to have here in Aberdeen. And the Basilica of the Holy Sepulchre was built round where St. Helena found that true cross. So let us thank God for this victory over sin and death that Jesus has won for us and makes present for us at every Mass.